Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to touch on another subject. Getting away from geoengineering for this particular video, I'd like to discuss the terrifying statistics of the amount of children that go missing worldwide. We could probably start with the United States. The United States every year have 800,000 children that go missing. Okay, that equates to 2,000 children a day. For example, in Canada, we have 50,500 children go missing. Okay, that's a huge amount of children as well. Excuse me. In Germany, you have 100,000. In Mexico, we have 45,000 children go missing. Okay, in the UK, we have 230,000 children go missing. That's one child every 5 minutes. Okay, it's absolutely terrifying. Obviously, in America, the problem is terrible. I mean, 2,000 a day. 2,000 children a day go missing. Now, why is this? We can look at this and think, well, children get lost. Obviously, some are found, but the majority are never seen again. I have my suspicions. For example, number one is genetic engineering. Genetic manipulation of our genome, and for clones and for experimentation. These children are young, they are basically very fit, and they are the perfect candidates to be experimented upon by the thousands of underground facilities worldwide. There are literally hundreds in the United States. They are completely classified. We have no idea of the location of all of these facilities. We know where some of them are, but it would be physically impossible for you to get anywhere near these facilities. They're extremely well guarded. This is a big problem. For example, we have Satanism in the world now. Okay, it was actually devised by an individual called LaVeyan in 1966. Was the Church of Satan. This was basically formed as an alternative religion to Christianity. They hate God, they hate creation, they hate everything about Christianity. So they try and teach, obviously, Satanism, which is a pretty horrific religion for anybody to follow. And anybody that does follow Satanism is either clinically insane or has serious mental instability. Worldwide now, all these children that go missing, there are all sorts of different things which you could apply to this. I've mentioned, obviously, that they could be being experimented on through means of genetic experimentation, genetic engineering, producing hybrids, using these children to produce God only knows what in their laboratories, in these underground secret facilities. We also have a problem with a lady called Marana Abramovich. She is one who is prolifically involved in the spirit cooking, which the Illuminati and the One World Order are all members of. Anybody in high positions of power are members of the Illuminati, including pop stars, including actors, actresses, etc., people in positions of power, politicians, etc., high-ranking officials in the United Nations and in our governments, including yours, whether it's the United States, whether it's Mexico, whether it's China, whether it's the United Kingdom, etc. Many of these people are involved in the One World Order, obviously. Many of them are involved in the Illuminati. They have blood sacrifice ceremonies. They sacrifice babies and children. They drink the blood. They eat the flesh. It's absolutely horrific. And I'm just wondering why all these children go missing. And I've come to the conclusion that all of this experimentation, the Illuminati, sacrifices, etc., are happening. And I think this is the main reason why children go missing. Obviously, children go missing for other reasons, for the paedophilia files, for sex trade rings. All over Europe, it's prolific now. Children go missing all of the time. A lot of those children will actually never be seen again. Some are, and they actually, say what happened to them, why they were taken, and how they were horrifically sexually abused. Children are abused through the paedophilia rings worldwide, in lots of different organisations, including the Catholic Church, by the way, which they are prolific in child abuse, as we know. Pizzagate, we don't really hear very much about that anymore. It got to a point where everybody was aware of Pizzagate, and exactly what it involved, and a lot of the people who are actually involved in Pizzagate. They were high-ranking politicians, people with money, people in positions of power. Again, you know, systematically abusing these children, advertising online about their horrific activities. But we just don't hear about it now. I think it's been silenced by the media, like all the things that are bad in the world. They don't want people to have the relevant information about what's actually going on regards children. It's absolutely horrific. I cannot express my disgust and disdain for these people in words. I just cannot express it adequately. It's absolutely disgusting. And this is happening all the time. And for example, the United Kingdom, you have 230,000 people, 230,000 children go missing in the UK each year. It's the second highest statistic worldwide after the United States, because the United States is 800,000. That's 2,000 a day. It's absolutely fucking terrible. In Canada, obviously 50,500 a year, but the UK is the second largest number of children that go missing in the world each year after the United States. Makes you think. I know that in the United Kingdom we also have underground facilities. God only knows what they're doing in these facilities. I think they're doing genetic experimentation, specifically on children, because they're as I mentioned, they're an ideal candidate. You know, genetically they're perfect, they're young, they're fit, they're healthy. They can do all sorts of horrible things. Just like the experiment on animals, we're all very well aware of that. In the cosmetic industry, for example, all sorts of animals are experimented on. Also, this systematic abuse of these animals. Animal testing in these laboratories for cosmetics. A lot of the people that actually do the work in these laboratories, I've seen lots of videos that actually, put this forward as absolute definitive proof. They actually abuse the animals. Yeah, they hit them with hammers, they punch them, they kick them, they prod them with needles and knives. After they've done the experiments, of course, because then, no longer any use to them, because there is such a huge influx of new animals coming into these laboratories to be used for this specific purpose. So once they've served their purpose, these animals are they're abused physically, horrifically. Yeah, it is the cruelest thing that I've seen on the internet. And if they do this to animals, this just goes to show that the human attitude towards life and towards the rights of all living creatures, including young children and babies as well, which also go missing, by the way, from hospitals. It's very strange, isn't it? Why would babies go missing? What use would be a baby to anybody, apart from being given to an adopted family, which I don't think that happens very often, because it has to go through that procedure through the courts, through the adoption courts, where the baby's adopted and the parents are, put through the screening process to ensure that they're adequately capable of looking after that child. I don't get it. I do know that it's a terrible fucking thing, and that this is happening on a daily basis, regularly throughout the world. It's never put onto the media. All of the stuff which is on the media now is pretty irrelevant stuff, and stuff which, doesn't really concern you and me. I'm not fucking interested in what they tell me on the news. Half of it's a fucking lie anyway, including the false flag terrorist attacks which are happening all around the world on a regular basis. These false flag terrorist attacks, they're going to continue. They're going to continue, and they're going to escalate. For the simple reason they want to basically utilise a permanently armed presence on our streets, which is completely unacceptable. I do not accept that security measure for my personal safety. Yeah, really? It's not. The only reason that people are utilising a permanently armed presence on our streets is to basically have full control of our society. Simple as that. This is all part of Agenda 21, all part of the New World Order, all part of controlling everything we do in our daily lives, including the internet, which I would imagine very shortly, in the short-term future, will be restricted a lot. Okay? It'll be restricted what you can search for, how you can comment on certain things. For example, on Facebook, there are some comments which I can't see on people's posts. That's been restricted. They are actively stopping people from reading people's comments on controversial, truthful posts, exposing the truth about what's happening in the world right now, including geoengineering programs. And this is basically suppression of the mainstream media. And, as I said the other day about regards everybody having to work from 9 till 5, for a pittance basically. And after you've worked for that month, the money which you get from that job, it's not very much. It's just enough to pay for your essentials, for your mortgages, for your child's education, for clothes, for food, for cosmetics, for stuff that you need in your everyday life. At the end of the day, end of that month, you have very little left for yourself. This is, I think, very well planned, very well organised, and basically it keeps you, me, and everybody else at home, because we can't really go out and enjoy ourselves. We haven't got enough money to do that and go out and socialise and enjoy ourselves. So we're left basically to stay at home. And we're obviously on our technology, our phones, our laptops, our home computers, our tablets. We're constantly on the internet. That's what they want. They want to keep us busy. But as soon as we start to investigate into something which is even vaguely controversial, the truth about what's happening in the world, they don't want us to do that. This is why constantly all these false flag terrorist attacks take our attention away from the real important issues that are happening in the world today, that affect you, me, and everybody else in our current society. It is just suppression of everything. Everything's censored. Facebook is heavily censored now. I recently had a message from Robert Scott saying that he thought that quite possibly I'd blocked him or I had taken him off my friends list because he couldn't access my profile anymore. I went into Robert's profile on his Facebook, and I could see the day before that we were friends, obviously, but I can see now I have to press add friend, send Robert another friends request. Facebook are well aware of my involvement with Robert Scott as regards the geoengineering programs, and he does fantastic work on the Watching Observer 76. It's a website. If you haven't already seen this website, the Watching Observer 76, please, I implore you to look at it. Click onto the website, like, subscribe, and follow him. They're trying to shut everything down. They're trying to shut me down, okay? I've had fucking problems with all of my, well, not all, but about 6 or 7 of my friends have been deleted from my list now. I know that Facebook have fucking done this. They've deleted Robert Scott from my friends list, okay? Another one. They are actively targeting me, personally, and I take that fucking personally. They are actively targeting Robert Scott because he also is putting out information for the public to see on this social media platform. They are basically censoring everything. They're trying to shut us down and they're trying to shut us up. But here's a fucking message for you, Facebook. You will not fucking shut me up, and you will not shut Robert Scott up, and you will not fucking shut anything up about geoengineering and the truth and the shit that's happening in the fucking world right now. You understand me? You can knock on my fucking door anytime. I'll be fucking waiting for you, motherfuckers. Sick of it. Fucking suppression of everything. Now, going back to the statistics of missing children in the world, it is truly a terrifying number, and it is a factual number. Now, we need to get out on the streets. We need to be fucking telling these people that we're not going to sit back and kiss our fucking ass goodbye. We are not going to accept geoengineering. I did not fucking consent to breathe this shit in every fucking day. Parents didn't consent to their children having to breathe this shit in every day. Parents do not consent to having their children vaccinated with fucking mercury and methyl mercury, radiological fucking poison in their body. Babies have no immune system. Zero. Why would a medical professional deliberately abuse a child by fucking vaccinating them with poison? It's disgusting. Fucking disgraceful. Parents need to wake up. If they turn around to you and say, I will not allow your child to go to fucking school, I'll take away all your fucking benefits, so I vaccinate your child, well, just turn around to the medical professionals and turn around to the government and say, well, fuck you. Yeah? You can do what you fucking want. I'm not going to allow you to harm my child. I will educate my child myself. For 2 fucking reasons. Number 1, self-education. Education from family members is a damn sight better than educating your children at school. Yeah, and the reason for that is in school, they indoctrinate you to believe in certain specific things. They teach you to believe in things in a specific way, the way they want you to fucking learn about the world. They will not tell you the fucking truth about what's going on in the world. Yep, they'll tell you about history, but they will not, absolutely not, tell you about the stuff that's happening in the present time right now. This is it. Classic indoctrination. They are absolutely normalising the geoengineering in schools now. There are fucking posters, DVDs, books, magazines, leaflets, Fucking drawings on the blackboard are chemtrails. Chemtrails are normal. They're done to help you. They're done for your good. They're not done there, put there to harm you. They won't harm you in any way at all. They're put they're put there just to take out all of our carbon footprint for the atmosphere, to get rid of the carbon dioxide that's building up for our industrial infrastructure, which is a load of shit. It doesn't fucking happen that way. Carbon dioxide does not cause global warming in any significant way whatsoever. Okay? All it does, over the next 100 years, CO2 will affect our climate in one single fucking digit, 1/600th of one fucking degree over a 100-year period. That's what CO2 does to your fucking climate. Nothing more. They're fucking lying about it, as they're lying about everything in the world. And this is absolutely ridiculous. They need to stop lying to us. We need to get out there and we need to start fucking letting these people know that we are not going to accept it. We are not going to fucking sit down and just accept it. And we are not going to allow teachers and people in schools and colleges to indoctrinate our children into a false fucking narrative. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. See you later. Take care.